Hi and welcome to today's vlog. Today I am taking you to our cheese tasting evening with the Cheese Queens at Labrows in Babbacombe.
Disability gives her superpower, agility to holiday and live the right way.
So recently Neil and I travelled to Labrows in Babbacombe to enjoy a cheese tasting evening with the Cheese Queens. It cost £30 per person, and for that you get all of the bits and pieces you can see on the table. So you get a complimentary drink, they talk you through all the cheeses, you get 6 different cheeses to try, and then there's fruit, butter and all of that kind of thing. Everything is locally sourced or locally grown, and in some cases made by the Cheese Queens themselves. As a celiac, Neil had already inquired with them to see if they would be able to accommodate me. We actually offered to take our own crackers and I would just enjoy the cheese, but they actually arranged everything. They provided all of the gluten-free accompaniments as well, kept it all completely separate. It was great actually. I was really pleased with the care that had gone into keeping my meal gluten-free.
We try to do with local in mind and kind of homemade as well where possible. So on your table you've got the lovely fruits, and they're from Chelsea's and Totnes. He has actually picked the fruit today, has actually got some lovely borage flowers and violas. They're all edible flowers. Please don't think, well, I can't eat those. They look very pretty. You can eat everything that's on there, so they are edible flowers. So please dive into those. You've also got a plate full of breads and crackers. The crackers on your plate are actually from a little bit further. They're from Shropshire, but they're Peter jar crackers, and we believe they're like one of the best sourdough crisp bread crackers that you can get. We've also got next to them the brownish coloured sourdough is a country sourdough, and that's made by Hilston Bakery, which is in Buckfastleigh. Perfect. Also, Elisa saying that the butter, so you can use that for cheese, it is butter. Spanish paste that you can slice, so it's designed to slice alongside the cheese. I've actually made the quince paste, so that was made by quinces that you picked in Totnes. Okay, so that's the lightish, like peachy coloured in the crease, that's the quince. You've got a very sticky one on the table. So the sticky one, this one here, this very deep red sticky jam is a grape jam. The grape jam is actually again made by myself. Luckily I have an allotment as well, so we try to grow all our own things as well. So every time we get a lovely blob of everything, we try and use it in our tastings as well. So it's a really lovely sticky jam. It tastes amazing. It is quite gloopy, but trust me, it tastes good. And then finally we've also got the red onion marmalade, which is the chunky sticky one. That's actually not made by me. That's made by Waterhouse Fair, which are a lovely company in Tiverton. So we're going to start to bring around the first cheese. First cheese is Westcombe Red today, which comes from Westcombe and Somerset, and it's made by the lovely Tom Calver. So we'll start bringing that one round for you, and then we'll top you up the aim of the evening just to make sure you're absolutely full before you leave. So that's the aim.
So I'm just coming round with the cheeses were bright orange to feel more attractive to people, so they really want to carry you.
So as each cheese was brought around, they talked you through the cheeses, they told you about where it was made. In some cases they told you about the cows, which I thought was a lovely touch. I love a cow story, so that was nice. They told you the best way to enjoy it, what went into it, they told you about the makers of it, and yeah, it was just really interesting to learn all about these cheeses as you were eating them. You got plenty of cheese, they were really attentive, and they kept bringing more cheese round, they kept bringing more bread round. It was great. You couldn't fault sort of the amount of food you got here.
Yes, you do pay a little bit more for these cheeses, but actually there is a lot more work for them. And we just really hope you enjoy them. Every tasting we do, we try to bring you different amazing cheeses at that time. Because obviously cheeses do change as well, which is the beauty.
It was really interesting to learn more about these cheeses, where they came from, why they love cheese, to find out how the Cheese Queens sort of came about and the different types of events they do was really interesting as well. I would highly recommend booking them if you're looking for a slightly unusual, different event. This was a lot of fun, and they can do different kinds of cheese tasting, which I really like. This one was just the cheese and the breads, which I thought was great, and Labrows, the venue, did include a complimentary drink, and there was a bar open if you wanted other drinks other than the one that was provided. There was water on the table as well, but yeah, it was just such an interesting evening. It was slightly ruined at a couple of points by a very loud and rude couple that we happened to be sat next to, who tended to talk quite loudly through some of the explanations, so we did miss a little bit, but that's no fault of the Cheese Queens themselves, that's just other rude people.
It's made with Jersey cow's milk, so it's super buttery. You'll see, as we're handing it out, it's a little bit like firmer in the middle, but it does not take long at all to ripen up. It is so yummy. Shark Musari's been doing this for a long time. Such a popular cheese. I sell tons of it in the shop. Everyone loves it.
Neil had a lovely selection of sourdough breads, regular breads, crackers, different types of crackers, and like I said, they kept you in a plentiful supply, kept handing them out. Halfway through, they did a little cheese quiz where we had to guess whether these were cheeses or service stations. We did not do very well. The gluten-free crackers were standard gluten-free crackers. They were the Nairn's ones, which actually are quite nice. I enjoy them. I have them at home quite often. And they did produce me a sort of chili flavoured cracker, which was a little bit too spicy for me. I'm not very good with heat, but actually it was a good quality cracker. I really enjoyed it. They'd put a lot of care into the gluten-free side of things, and they told me and explained how they'd kept everything separate. They even offered us separate sort of chutneys and pickles. They were so nice, and I was really, really pleased that I was able to enjoy this cheese evening the same as everybody else, and I didn't have to take my own crackers.
It's just going to be a little bit stronger, and without it, personally, it's a personal preference thing. I actually prefer it without the rind. I don't really like the caviar-ness of the rind on it, but you can eat it. Most rinds are edible.
This hard goat cheese was my favourite. I really, really enjoyed that. I love a goat cheese anyway. And yeah, as you can see, they kept us just in a plentiful supply of cheese. They kept bringing around more cheese, more crackers, just everything. It was great fun. And I really liked the explanations that came with all the cheeses and how much love and care they have for cheese. It was really interesting to learn about cheese, I guess, and to know how to taste it, what kind of things you should eat it with. Yeah, really enjoyed it. As you can see here, this is how terrible gluten-free crackers are. They just sort of disintegrate in your hand. This one just completely fell apart on me. It was still really tasty, and it's fun to sort of pick up little tiny bits of cracker. But it is quite frustrating when you're trying to butter it. But again, that's a gluten-free cracker thing. That's not anything to do with the Cheese Queens. The cheese was fantastic. Really, really enjoyed it. This was the blue cheese I'm eating here, which I'm not really a fan of blue cheese. This was probably my least favourite of the night.
As I said earlier, if you have had a nice evening and you would like to review us and say, I loved it, please don't say you hated it, I'll be really sad. Please go to any of our social media platforms, find us there, and you can tell us what you liked. Constructive criticism only as well, please. I would like to thank you and Neil for having us.
Thank you so
They are such a
They also had a small selection of cheese and butter and pickles and things that you could purchase at the end. It was a lot of fun, and I highly recommend you book and go and visit the Cheese Queens. So thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in another video.